Junior, come here. Hey.
Right, njengoba ke sila kuyona ke i-homecoming eka Zwakele Mncwango. Siyazi ukuthi ke uphinde aba premier candidate wayo ke iqembu Action SA okusho ukuthi mangabe kuthiwa nje iqembu Action SA lawathola amandla engaba ke premier candidate ngaleso sikhathi. Njengamanje la sinaye ke uLerato Ngobeni national spokesperson walo iqembu Action SA. Sizwe kabanzi ukuthi ikahle kahle njengoba sila emcebo kaZulu sizokwenzani. iAction SA yabonakala kuningi okukhombisa ukuthi isifikile ngempela esifanazweni kwaZulu Natal nala kwaNongoma ifike ngeinkani. Sisilerato asikubingelele sikwamukele emsakazweni Nongoma FM.
Ngiyabonga kakhulu nokuthi nisinike lethuba nokuthi sibe khona lana kumnandi la sikhona. Ngijabule kakhulu ukuthi ngibe khona la kwaNongoma.
Mhlambe ukusbriefa ngesummary ubeka umlali ngasekhaya esithombeni ukuthi mangabe sila kungani sila senzani namhlanje la emcebo kaZulu.
La emcebo kaZulu size ngokuthi we want to sithule i-12 point plan kaBaba Mncwango. As you know, ukuthi Baba Mncwango is our premier candidate for Action SA. We launched i-manifesto yethu nge-23 zika March in Gauteng in Joburg. And so Mncwango has taken lawo ma-12 point plan from i-manifesto yethu national ukuthi sikwazi ukuthi silethe la. As you know, ukuthi wonke ama provinces anama priorities wawo. And so i-12 point plan yaka Mncwango yokuthi ama priorities wala kwaZulu Natal njengoba inkinga zikhona, those are the ones that he's going to focus on in his campaign as a premier candidate.
Mhlambe ngakube nikhetha uNongoma ngoba nakho uMncwango ezalelwe khona la eqhabuka khona okanye khona ezinye izathu.
It's important yabona ukuthi umuntu bathi i-charity begins at home. It is important ukuthi abuye kubo azosithula ku abantu bakubo abatshela ukuthi yazini I am your child ngiphuma lana ngikhulele lana. I am committed to this community. I think ukuthi abaholi bethu kaningi once they have received ama ikhundla bayakhohlwa ukuthi emuve ekhaya kukuphi. It makes us very very proud ukuthi uZwakele Mncwango has decided ukuthi abuye la ekhaya kubo kwaNongoma. It's very important. And so for us as the Action SA sijabule kakhulu, we are very honored and we are very privileged ukuthi sibe nobuholi obunjengaye. He works very hard. I think abantu bakaNongoma they know him very well. He looks after ama issues wabantu eksemandleni ngoba as it is now asinawo amandla kangako, but I think ukuthi uyidemonstrateile emphakathini ukuthi uzoba umholo njani, as he has been a caucus leader for us la kwaZulu Natal, also as a provincial chairperson. There's no other person who could do this thing for us as a premier candidate for abantu bakwaZulu in particular, and so we're very happy about that.
Siyazi ukuthi kwi-manifesto yenu ninamaphuzu ayi-12 okusho ukuthi awu-12. Mhlambe kuwona wonke lamaphuzu eninawe ilona kuliphi enikubeka eqhulwini njenge-Action SA nithi mangabe ngempela nithola lithuba nizoqala ngalo ukuze abantu baseNingizimu Afrika basizakale?
Ama issues wala eMzansi maningi. The first one is unemployment. Abantu mangabe basebenza bayeke le 350 abantu bakwazi ukuthi bazisebenzele. We want to retain dignity yabantu. When you work, uyazi now you are working, now I'm working, I'm able to do ezinye izinto unlike umuntu ongasebenzi. That's number one. Number two, we are talking about into a crime, lawlessness in our country. We're saying ukuthi for us ukuthi sithole investment back into our country, we can't do it under high crimes, high levels of crime ngoba ama investors don't trust ukuthi thina we can sigcine investment yabo njengoba when it comes here there's also issues of corruption. And so we're saying particularly when it comes to corruption, if you are able to have ama leaders are ethical athembekayo njengomncwango, we are saying that's what we want to do. And number one is in South Africa. The last one, it's not the last one per se, but eyesithathu ile issue yokuthi kube nama foreign nationals. Ama foreign nationals siyafuna ukuthi abantu baphuma emazweni beze la eSouth Africa, but we are saying mabeza lana beze legally, mabelana bayihloniphe imithetho yethu. We are seeing ukuthi iphaza all over the place. Ama businesses, imisebenzi, ama restaurants, abantu bakuthi abasebenzi, kusebenza abantu baphuma ngaphandle. Why? Because bona they are charging people less. And so Tina, we are saying government as South Africa must look after our own people first before it can look after other people. And maybe ngayishiyi eyokugcina ama-drugs. Ama-drugs, abantwana bethu, they are high on drugs because there are no facilities to look after them. The school environment is not conducive for them. Employment, I mean, abantwana, youth yethu is over 60% unemployment for youth. And we're saying, no ukuthi abantu bayenze ngathi ukudlala lento yokuthi ubiza abantwana abonyawo boy. We are saying we want to end that as the Action SA. Uma ngabe singeza all those four, just the four, we will have done well as a government for the people of South Africa.
Kakhulukazi le ethinta ama-foreigners ukuthi it's not like anifuna ukuthi angene eNingizimu Afrika bengifisa ukuchazeleka lapho kodwa bayichase ngizwile kahle ukuthi it's not like anifuna ukuthi angene ngala azoqhubeka nezinto abafuna ukuzenza but nifuna angene ngokusemthethweni
kakhulu because I'll tell you one of the things that a lot of South Africans may not know. Abantu abahlala kuma-border, abantu come from Lesotho and all over, bayakwazi ukuthi bajump ibhoda ngelanga lesasa. Bajump ibhoda today, bangene bathatha imali yesasa baphindele emuva. Now that money yesasa imali efanele nje inakekele abantu bethu. It's not for us to be able to do that. Nathi nami angeke ngikwazi ukuthi ngiye Lesotho ngiyokwenza umathanda. Angikwazi ukuthi ngiye Zimbabwe ngiyokwenza umathanda. Angikwazi ukuthi ngiye Pakistan ngiyokwenza umathanda. And so we are saying honestly as South Africans, kwamele sibe nesibindi ukuthi abantu basitshela ukuthi we are xenophobic. That is not true. We want the people of the world ukuthi beze la eMzansi. You get richer. Nami njengomSuthu, it's nice for me to interact namaZulu. It makes me a better person. Ngiba ngcono namanje uyangizwa ukuthi ngizikhumela isizuthu sami, right? But it makes me a richer person ngoba ngiyakwazi ukuthi ngicommunicate nawe. And now when you come to my neighborhood, you must be able to ukuthi nawe abantu bakithi bafile ukuthi no lo uyasihlonipha. That is what we want as South Africans, and we are unapologetic about that. Asinendaba sinesibindi sokuthi sikhulume leyo nkulumo.
Lerato mhlombe ithini Action SA ngabantu abakhubazekile nababonakala bevaleleka kakhulu emathubeni amaningi ikakhulukazi kumathuba omsebenzi. Mhlambe sesiphinda sesiphetha nje ngifuna ukuthi usaluse ukuphendula nje konke la efundazweni zethu sinabantu ababizwa ngeintombi into siyazi ukuthi kunemkhosi yomhlanga kuphi nakuphi intombi ziyayikhale kakhulu ngokuthi ihygiene uma ngabe zihlolwa nayo yonke lento bayibona sengathi ayenzeki kahle nangalendlela omama abahlola ngayo kwenye indawo sike saba ezabezindaba sike saba nabo mama bechaza kabanzi nezintombi ichaza ukuthi ihlolwa kanjani zazwakalisa ungakujabuleli indlela ezihlolwa ngenxa yehygiene. Mhlawumbe ithini Action SA ukusiza izintombi into nomama ukuthi ngesikhathi bayothinta ngoba siyazi ukuthi le ndawo isensitive kakhulu, so idinga ukuthi mawuya kuyona ukube ukuthi izandla zakho ziclean ngokwanele noma zifaka ama-gloves. Ithini Action SA kubantu abakhubazekile okumele bameleleke kunoma ngabe mapha ama-job opportunities kanjalo nezintombi into eyifisa ukuthi noma iqhubeka ihlolo iqhubeka ziphatha kabi but kungagcine sekuba manje nama-effects athile ezwathola emva kokuhlolwa.
So ukuhlolwa isiko lethu. It's something that we are proud of doing. It's something ethi thina as abantwana bamantombazana fanele sihlonipheke sizihloniphe nathi. It's not something that makes us feel ukuthi we are less important than abafana. And we're saying as the Action SA as part of our health plan to say one of the critical things yilento yokuthi manthola umhlaba thatheni. Because when you take lo mhlaba lo awunawo ama-services, awuna sanitation, izindlu azikho, amanzi awekho. The part of e-health nokuthi ukuhlolwa kube kabuhlungu kanje is because of sanitation. If you speak to any health practitioner bazokutshela ukuthi the first priority is sanitation. Mangabe sithola sanitation ekahle la eMzansi, everything else in terms of health, it falls into place. And we are saying for us as Action SA, we want our communities to be formalized. We don't want abantu ukuthi bahlale kuma-squatter camp, bahlale benganawo ama-services, bahlale benganamanzi, banganama-toilet, proper sanitation, izindlu ezikahle. And as a result of that, that is why you find ukuthi even nalento yokuhlolwa it gets affected. In terms of employment, one of the critical things for us to be able to attract investment back into the country is to be a lawful society, a society that respects the rule of law. So thobele nje umthetho. then ama-investors ayakwazi ukuthi balethe investment lana. Let me tell you, if we can do that as in South Africa, uyabona ukuthi izwe lethu vele nje ama-infrastructure, it's a mess. I-road infrastructure, it's a mess. Mangiza lana from eGauteng, passing through iFilius, passing through Newcastle, ukufika la kwaNongoma. Ama-potholes agcwele yonke indawo. It's a disaster. And we're saying, if you are able to attract investment, you will have a construction boom la in South Africa. Onke ama-services wethu, onke ama-government buildings are disaster, derelict. Ama-hospitals, iy'bhedlela zethu. Infrastructure is a disaster. So you can imagine, if we can attract investment back into the country, we will be able to employ so many people, because construction, it's a labor-intensive sector. And so we want that for South Africa. Most of them are abasebenzi, but they are of the age of ukuthi bangasebenza. And so we are saying as the Action SA, kuningi efanele sikwenze eMzansi. But one of the things we must deal with is high unemployment. Because once people are employed, once people are educated, they are able ukuthi bakhethe kangcono. And as the Action SA, we are very proud ukuthi uNkulunkulu wasinika lethuba ukuthi we must contest lama elections. We must show the government and the people who have always had the power, who've always been there for us for 30 years. Kodwa again, look at where we are. And we're saying we're very proud of that. And siyabonga kakhulu nala kwaNongoma. We are so grateful for his support lesitholayo.
Sisi Lerato, sibonga kakhulu kuba nawe emsakazweni Nongoma FM.
Siyabonga.
Alright, besikade ke sinaye usisi Lerato Ngobeni nokuyena ke ikakhulukazi ke ebesikade sikhuluma naye sibheka nje izinto eziningi ezithinta yona ke manifesto yabo njengalo ke iqembu le Action SA.